What's up, guys? I am back with another Tacoma video. So I just got these in their reinforcement rails for my Tacoma. They go in the bed, basically makes the bed where it doesn't sway from side to side, and it also gives you some tie down points. I mainly wanted it for the tie down points, as the bed swaying mainly only happens when you're off-roading, but as it's a new truck to me and I'm still not in ownership of it and the bank owns it technically, I don't want to off-road the bank's truck. But I got these sent to me by, I'm hoping I'm saying this right, but ATHFAB. So I got their rails for the front of the truck, as I wanted some tie downs for the Z's and for the FZ, different things like that. And I love them, made a video about it, and they ended up sending me these out. So I'm going to be installing these today and kind of giving my impressions of it. And a heads up, because I had to find out the hard way, you need a T55 bit. So I went and picked this one up at O'Reilly's. I believe it was like $7, which is a lot. But a heads up, because you are going to need that T55 bit for this install. But yeah, that should be it. Hopefully you have all the other tools. The only things that's weird is the T55, and I believe there's a T40. So yeah, hopefully you guys got that. So included in the kit, you're going to receive the two L brackets that go on each side, obviously, but they are going to come raw, so you're going to need to either paint them or powder coat them. I've powder coated mine, as I just didn't want the paint just chipping off, especially because I plan on using mine more for the tie down aspect more than the bed reinforcement aspect. It also comes with some instructions, which are very detailed, and that's the reason that I knew that I was going to need that T55 bit, so I really appreciate the detailed instructions. Also, it comes with grade 8 bolts. I made comments on my last video when I installed the front tie-down rail that it came with grade 8 bolts. I really like when companies do the grade 8 bolts, because it's not cheap, but I like that they, show that they care, and it's not just some zinc bolts that are going to rust in 3 weeks. So the next step is going to be to remove the taillight. To remove the taillight, you're going to need to take off the top 10 millimeter bolt and then the furthest bottom one. So there's two at the bottom right there. You're not going to need to take out the top one, just the bottom one. I can show you on this side as I've took this side off. So just the bottom and the top, and the taillight should fall out or come out. There is two clips where it clips in right here and right down here, so just kind of pull back. But now I'm going to do that on this side, and then we'll get to the next step. So next step we're going to do is we're going to take out this T40 bolt and then that T55 bolt that I was speaking of before. I've already took out the left side, and I've had to use a mallet on that T55 bolt. It was in there pretty good, but the T55 is out and that T40 is out as well. So next, you're just going to want to get the L bracket, kind of put it in place. You're going to have to reuse the T55 bolt, and then that T40 bolt will be replaced with a grade 8 bolt. You're just going to want to sit it in place. Then you're going to want to tap these holes. There should be 3, and then you're going to want to drill a hole through this. So I'm going to tap the holes where it needs to go, and then drill the holes, and then I'll put it back on once the holes are drilled. And it looks like I did good. All of them line up, everything lines up, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw the bolts in this side, and we should be ready to go. So that's it. I just got everything tightened up and tightened up the bottom, and then the back has the 3 nuts which go here. The one hard one to get is behind this bracket, but it's not that bad. Just use a wrench like this and then just stick it up behind it, so it's not too bad. Once you finish that, you should be able to put on the tail light, and that should be it. Now it's all installed, so that's that side, and I'm not going to bore you guys with doing the other side because I haven't even started on it. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get it all done, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, that should be it. I did forget one thing to tell you guys, and that is where you drilled those holes. It would probably be smart to go ahead and put some paint. So I went ahead and took some black spray paint and spray painted it right there, and put a towel on the other side so it didn't, come out the other side and get everything all painted. But it turned out great. I love how it looks, and I love that the style matches. So on the back I have this kind of color, and I got it powder coated the same and everything like that. It looks really good. And then on the front I have the exact same thing. So I'm really happy with how the front matches the rear. It just ties everything together. I also like all the tie down points that I'm able to add and everything. There's also a little spot, so if I want to put like a little flag, or people that put antennas and stuff, but I'm not country enough to do that. But I really like how you have a bunch of options. If I had to gripe about anything about it, it would be the fact that this bolt right here that you have to take out, when you take it out and you put this up under it, it pushes the bolt up higher, and you see how it rides up. It also hits this just barely, but maybe I'll cut it, and maybe I'll just leave it. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do on that. I might cut off the little one of the little pieces that are sticking down, and see if I can get it to go down a little bit. But it won't be too bad. Once the heat hits it, it might go down a little bit too. But that's probably my only gripe about it, and that's just because I do have the mat. But yeah, I freaking love it. Thanks, guys. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And ATHFAB, if you want to send me any other parts, and I'll be glad to put them on my truck and test them out. Later, guys.